You know, tremendous amount of respect for the Dayton program, and that's long-standing. I mean, they, you know, for as long as I know that program, for as long as they've been in the Atlantic 10, they've always been at or near the top, and you know, have a ton of respect for, again, like this place, just great coach after great coach, and Anthony's certainly one of them. You know, a ton of respect for him and the way that he operates. You know, there's to have the success he's had and to never hear anybody say anything bad about him is impossible. And that's just the person that he is. And you know, I hope every time he walks in this building, he feels like he gets a hero's welcome, because he deserves that here. And as far as the game, I mean, I told them before the game the toughest team was going to win. You know, and it was going to be mental and physical toughness was what it was going to take, and we were tough from the get-go. And then at halftime, I told them, everybody talks about toughness and thinks that toughness is just when things are bad, but toughness is when things are good. Can you stay with it and do what you need to do and finish it out the right way? And I'm proud of them for doing that. They did that.
16 Dayton turnovers after I think Fordham had 15 the other night. What's been the difference for y'all defensively lately?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we work on it. You know, we work on it a lot, and it's coming along. You know, and again, starting to see some of those results. Like, it's when you see the positive results. You know, it's easy sometimes to just go to the negative and say, all right, well, what? You know, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. You know, so we try to balance that. And we show, you know, here's some teaching things, here's some things we didn't do well, here's some things we did do well. But going into this one, we knew the turnover battle was going to be key, because we had to take care of it on the offensive end. But we knew if we played the right way on the defensive end, we could turn them over. And we were able to flip that, you know, and again, we had 12, but one was the shot clock late, and one was Nick's out of bounds, and, you know, whatever. But, you know, we were able to flip that. Those gap strips in the first half were big plays, you know, because then it gets us out in transition, it gets us to go. And they want to play that way, and we were able to do what we do, you know, and not let them do what they do.
How much did this team need to start like that?
Yeah, I mean, we always do, right? Like, it would always be nice to have that type of start, but again, it's always predicated on the defensive end. You know, if we could come to that huddle and they've got 3 points or 5 points, like, we're doing our job, right? Like, we'd like to keep people to 6 or 7 under. But we'd like to keep people under 7 on those media timeouts, and we were doing that, you know, through the first half. So, you know, that's important, because we're going to be able to score the ball, right? Like the other night we didn't. We were able to win with our defense, but you know, we're going to be able to score the ball. We have enough weapons, options that way. You know, it's really predicated on the defense getting off to the right start.
Yeah, Coach, you know, obviously when you're on the floor, you're pretty locked in. But were you able to feel the environment when the Pep started playing that went down to Georgia with the fiddler?
You know, I've been hearing about the fiddler. I need to meet the fiddler. That's what needs to happen. I need to meet her, because my wife, my family will say that she's the hardest working person in the arena. I did hear that, actually, out of that timeout. Some of those timeouts seemed like they were 9 minutes long. I get in there, some coaches like to go meet and talk and do all that, and then they get in the huddle, and then they're getting like whisked out because they're late. I like to just go right into it, right? Kind of take a breath there, kind of listen to them and see what they're talking about, and then be able to go. So sometimes we're out early. That one we were out early. I did. I mean, I appreciate our fans. Just said it on the radio, like, the whiteout inside was cool. I was not happy with the whiteout when I left shoot around. I walked into shoot around, it was 47 degrees in my car. I walked out, it was 34, and it was like a borderline blizzard. So hopefully that stopped. But
You guys have put up points. You've gotten 100 a couple of times this year, but was
everybody's mad at me because we didn't shoot on the last play again.
They weren't going to win anything, so it doesn't matter. But was this the most complete game you've had this year?
Yeah, I mean, we've been asking for 40 minutes. I thought we got, you know, pretty close to that. You know, both ends of the floor. The offense was clicking, the defense was clicking. You know, that's what we can be. You know, but we have to make it consistent. And we've been preaching that. You know, and now we got to handle that the right way and go about our business the right way these next couple of days. You know, because, you know, this is great and they should enjoy it, but like now it's on to the next one, right? And won't be any easier. You know, going on the road and tough environment, tough team, you know, won't be any easier.
So it's game win streak 26.
But,
Dayton 26 tonight. You get season high for everybody. Season high for him. Can you kind of speak to the development you've seen from him over the course of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he was disappointed the other night because he didn't play much down the stretch. And when I talked about it, I said, look, we just went bigger and the rebounding and all that, but like, you know, you have to stay ready and stay locked in. I mean, he's obviously shot the ball really well. His decision making has gotten so much better through the year. I think that's really a big key for him. You know, playing under control and making the right decisions. You know, and he played real. Again, I said the toughest team was going to win. He played really tough. Like he was really tough on the defensive end for us. And I've said this before: when you do the right things and worry about the right things, you know, then the ball goes in for you. And it did for him tonight.
Coach, actually, you had
7-game win streak for you guys now. I asked the players earlier what they feel like has been like the biggest thing so far in your win streak, and Lazar said consistency, which you just echoed. What do you feel like has been the thing you've been the most consistent in so far?
I mean, they show up every day the right way, ready to work. You know, and we don't talk about win streaks. Whatever it is, I don't care. The only thing I worry about is like we're on to number 10 now, trying to get number 10 in the league. So whatever the win streak is and all that, like I pay zero attention to it. You know, I've said this before and it is true. Like I don't even, like our overall record doesn't even resonate. Like all I think about is number 10. And it'll be hard to get number 10, but we got to go get number 10. And it starts tomorrow when we get together in our film and all that. Like we got to, what do we have to do to get number 10? It's just really just that. It's just locking into those details of like what do we need to do, being locked in on every film session, walkthrough, practice, shoot around, all those things. This time of year, there's no other choice.
Coach, you guys were 13.
Skip to my loose shirt is freaking awesome. That's big time.
We had a team because we had a
That's
team
big
together.
time.
True story.
Really? With Rayford?
Yeah, great. Yeah, competed Rucker Park. Y'all were 13th in the A10 in 2-point percentage D coming into the week. You've just held two teams to a combined 38%. What did you change? I've got to ask about the switching and talk about all that.
Well, we went to more of a level hedge, which we had. We were doing it early.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, there was a couple games that wasn't good for us. We got away from it. You know, switching was working and switching wasn't working. So really that, but it's not just it's easy to lock into the ball, right? Like when people watch it, they see the ball, but it's the other four behind, right? So that's been a big key for us. Like we've been in our gaps, again, the strips tonight, but just keeping people from getting where they want to get to. We let the little kid Reeves the other night get to his spots a couple times, but for the most part, we kept them from getting where they wanted to get to. Tonight, we kept them from getting where they wanted to get to, right? So that's the big key. We're not monster shot blockers. You know, we're not that team, which is fine, but we have to do that early work. You know, and it's a lot of times behind the ball, right? It's behind the ball that really kind of takes that down. You know, there was an old coach that used to do line 5 guys up side by side with their hands down, and they'd cover this much space. And he'd say, all right, everybody put your hands out and touch your fingertips, and they'd stretch out and cover sideline to sideline, right? Like, so if you're out there and you're wide and you're in your gaps, you know, that cuts the floor down. So that's been a big deal.
Yeah, Coach, St. Louis announced today they were going to send 100 students, all expenses paid, to the A10 tournament. Do you have a response to that?
Let's send 200. I mean, it doesn't come out of my pocket on that. No, I mean, that's great, you know, but let's send 100 to LaSalle. Let's put them on, put them on the bus and send them to LaSalle. I'll take that.
The guys said that they had a couple of good days of practice. They thought maybe that's why they played so well tonight. Did you foresee the guys coming on strong after this week?
Yeah, we didn't do much. Yesterday we practiced. The day before, so that was what day? Thursday? No, what's today? Friday? So Wednesday we didn't do much. We just we did film, and we did our post-game film of Fordham. We did our scout film of Dayton. We just went through, reviewed some stuff, like kind of light, you know, and guarded their actions versus scout team, not like super live. But they were locked in on that. And again, I've told them, like, we have to be, whatever it is that we do right now, like sometimes it's more mental than physical. but it's gotta be quality over quantity, right? Like, I don't wanna have to go, whatever, an hour and a half. Like, if we can go an hour and 5 minutes, I'd rather go an hour and 5 minutes of super quality. So same with those walkthroughs and those film sessions. Like, I want them to be quality, and we got quality these last 2 days.
Sort of related to that, on the quality stuff, but you guys are a tempo team and you attack the rack. How do you, and I see you on the sidelines going a little bit nuts, how do you draw the line on, like, if we have a fast break, but we've got Brandon versus 2-3 guy, how do you,
It's hard. It's
say
really
be
hard.
aggressive, but don't be dumb, how do you?
It's really hard because in some of those games we've slowed up a little bit, and it's slowed us down, right? And so we want to stay on the attack. Now there does come a point, like there was a point in tonight's game where I'm like, all right, now it's just a possession game, right? Now you're just, so like you take a quick 3 with 22 on the shot clock, like we don't need that. Now what I was saying to them in the huddles is like, if we have a dead layup, go take it. We'll always take 2 points, right? Like we're always gonna take a dead layup. But wanted to get that ball flowing a little bit, make them have to guard a little bit, you know, and not bleed the clock, but just use some clock and get that ball flowing. And again, like that way you stay cohesive on that end. Where then it becomes like, well, I'm just gonna try and get mine, and he's gonna try and get it. Like, I hate that my turn, your turn nonsense. That's not for me. So, you know, if you got one, go get one, but we do want to flow again. Tonight it started to become a little bit of possession and looking at the clock, but I'm like, all right, like there's only so many possessions left unless we speed it up. So
Anything else for Coach?
I do want to call one person out. She don't know this yet. I never get a chance to call her out. What have you said to me the last couple games before I left or before we got off the phone? Yeah, I didn't say that today. So she keeps telling me to win by 20. She didn't say it today. That's the mic drop.
Don't say it ever again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Phil.